So good morning everyone, and thank you for joining us at Luton this morning. Give you some info after this this departure. And so yes, good morning everyone. So we are here at London Luton this morning. Took a nice 3-hour drive from Cardiff Airport to capture some great morning departures and arrivals. So I was looking at the departures list. We've got non-stop departures from 6 o'clock, which is now, and then from 7:25 we should be having quite a few arrivals also. We've got main airliners that operate here. You've got Wizz Air and EasyJet, followed along by TUI and Ryanair. I think the TUI jets operate later in the afternoon, but you know, today we've got a day full of Wizz and EasyJet action. So if you do like those airliners, you know, make sure to smash the like button, to support the channel. I'll give you all the weather report in a minute, but I'd just like to focus on this sunrise. Just look at that there. That is the views that we're getting from London Luton this morning. So in that direction, so right here, you can see there is the start of the runway. That is the side, was it runway 25, I believe it is? Let me just make sure. Obviously never been to Luton, so I'm not really familiar with the runway numbers. So yeah, it is runway 25. So we've got runway 25 for arrivals and departures. We've got a nice clear shot, no fences obstructing our view, and you know, we're aware that some other channels have tried Luton streaming and have been kicked out, but we're at a different spot, trying new things out, and you know, we're hoping for a really good day. We've got the Wizz A321neo there taxiing to runway 25 for departure. I'll get some info on that now. Just like to welcome Dave Brooks, Peter G, Bustamante, Jessica, and Abraham Parks. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you're having a great morning. And yeah, so doing great. Thank you, Abraham Parks, once again. Thanks for joining. Been joining us on our latest streams, so really grateful for that. See some fantastic support received, and we are really happy. And yeah, it is our first time at Luton, as I said earlier, so you know, I'm not really familiar with the stuff around here, but it is really great at the start, or like so far, I guess. And so this A321neo, operated by Wizz, has not pinged up on my flight radar just yet, but as soon as it's in these skies, I'll let you know of the information on this this jet. So a nice smooth follow-up on the A321neo. And so yes, I've got some information on that that jet now. So we've got 2 aircraft taxiing to runway 25 for departure. But anyway, so that A321neo that had just departed, operated by Wizz Air UK, is heading over to Bratislava, registered GWUKP. That is Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo Papa. We've got this A320, which Yeah, so it's the Wizz Air UK A320-200, which is heading over to, I think you pronounce it Poprad. Never heard of that before, but I believe that's how you pronounce it. And just give me a moment to level out my my tripod. It seems as if it's come a bit loose there, just whilst we were setting up. But I think it's sorted now. Yeah, so just quick apology for that, but it should be sorted now. So as I said before, traffic building up now. We've got two aircraft. We've got one lining up on runway 25, and then you've got one taxiing, as well as one that's just here now. And so James Cridland, good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon. Now I'm used to the Bristol stream. Sorry about that. So good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, new place. It is really great to be here, though. I must say, it's definitely something that I'd like to do once again. I mean, Luton's been really great to us so far. I mean, the views are spectacular, I must say. You've got the 320 Neo making its way over to the runway now, and we've got a lined up aircraft. And so some info on that. So it's the EasyJet A319 lined up at runway 25 for departure, heading over to Paris CDG. The aircraft's registered GEZGI, that is Golf Echo Zulu Juliet and India. So we've got another Wizz Air jet making its way over to runway 25. So we've got this 320 Neo, and then we've got a lineup right now. And so, well, this jet's not pinging up on flight radar just yet. And so the 320 making its move now. And so we've got the 320 Neo there lining up on runway 25. And so this is the EasyJet A320 Neo with the Neo livery heading over to Catania. And so we've got two aircraft up next. We've got this Wizz A321 Neo. And so some info on that. So it's the Wizz Air UK 321 Neo heading over to Riga. And so the aircraft's registered GWUK, that is Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo. And so I can hear the engines of an EasyJet aircraft making its way over, and yeah, I can just about see it now. Off into the distance it goes, heading over to Riga that was. So we've got the Ryanair 737-800 lined up on runway 25 for departure. And so this here will be heading over to Knock, and it is registered EIEXD, that is Echo India Echo X-Ray Delta. And yeah, the reflections off of the runway lights onto the fuselage is really amazing here. I mean, you've got a perfect view of it up on the van. And so hoping to see quite a few biz jets today at Luton. I mean, we're looking at the schedule, and we had many that was set to depart and arrive, so that'll be quite interesting. And so right after this jet, I'll give you all a weather update on the Luton vicinity. But as of now, I'm just going to wait for this this departure. I'm trying to find it on flight radar, but it doesn't seem to be pinging up just yet. And so the aircraft is just pinged up on flight radar for me, and so that departure there was the EasyJet A320-200 heading over to Alicante, and it is registered GEZWB, that is Golf Echo Zulu Whiskey Bravo. And so weather update as promised, if the phone would like to load. And so yes, the weather for London Luton, so you've got 7 degrees with clear skies. That is the temperature and the skies here at Luton. We've got winds of 4 knots per hour blowing in the northeast direction with a visibility of 8 kilometers plus. We've got no ceiling clouds today, so we're going to, hopefully get a nice shot of the aircraft as it climbs into the skies. But the visibility should reach 10 kilometers plus soon. I believe it's just because of the sunrise, and obviously it is a bit chilly out here. But nonetheless, got this A320neo, not quite sure what he's done. So he's come out the gate area and he's done circles. And doing another once again. It's going to make the passengers feel very dizzy. I must say, I'm not sure that if that's if there's an issue with the aircraft, or if he's just chosen a different way to taxi. I'd assume that he's using not the whole runway for departure, but obviously I'm not familiar with the airport, so I'm not quite sure. But the aircraft also not picking up on flight radar just yet. I know it's the 320neo, but not quite sure where it's headed or what the registration is. Got another aircraft pinging up, and it's an EasyJet A319 on the other side of the airport. So we haven't got views of that just yet, but as it gets closer, we'll make sure to focus on that. But just going to show you the parked planes and what we have views of. So you can see, got a couple parked planes there. See the stair trucks attached. You see the fuel trucks in action, and the buses also around the And so sorry if I'm a bit late with responding to the live chat. Obviously I've got to manage the arrivals and departures list on Flight Radar as well as the weather reports, so I'll definitely get to shouting out to everyone. So we've got Commie Topper, I keep saying good afternoon, sorry about that. Good morning to you, hope you're doing very well. And yeah, the sun's reflection is looking amazing, I must say. So the 320 Neo there, still holding short. And so Abraham asking how large the runway is. So it's 7,000 feet, around about there. And I don't believe it can hold that many large aircrafts. Obviously, you know, all of these airlines that operate here are using the 737s and the A321s. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't think they can hold anything like an A380, of course. That's definitely out of the question, but... So we've got a maintenance vehicle currently crossing the runway. I'm not sure if he's doing runway checks this early in the morning, or if he's just clearing out the birds that could be on the runway. And so the 320 Neo there, still not appearing on the flights list. But you can see there a variety of different jets in the background. Majority private and used for business, of course, but those are jets we should see depart very soon. Yeah, the 320 Neo still not making its move, so we'll focus on the A319 that's coming up right over there. And yeah, no thanks, Dave. We've got some food in the bank. In the bank. We've got some food in the van, so that's not needed. But thank you so much, of course. So Dave's saying that there has been 747s landing here before. I didn't actually know that. Obviously, it is a new airport to me, so yeah, it does seem that it's long enough to handle that aircraft then, I guess. But we've got a light on approach at runway 25, so it seems like we've got an arrival inbound. I wouldn't assume that's why the 320 Neo is holding, though. And so I'm just going to focus on that 320 Neo whilst I look for the arriving aircraft. And yeah, so also a big shout out to Dave for giving us this parking spot. Obviously, when we arrived at Luton, we were looking for the best spot to stream from you all, and obviously thanks to Dave. And obviously thanks to Dave, you know, he lended us this spot. And so we've got the Bombardier Global Express XRS, which is on a final approach to arrive at runway 25. So we are going to focus on the A319 before the jet. Obviously it is a bit small, so we might not be able to see it just yet. But, so we've got the arrival there. Gonna try and find it. And there it is. There's no flight path for this aircraft. It is private, of course, so. But you can just see there the sunrise. It's spectacular, I must say. Got a great view, of course. So this is a nice preview of the arrivals we get to see this morning. So the A319 there, just lining up on runway 25 for departure, and then we have the Ryanair 737-800 right behind. So my network on my phone, it doesn't affect these streams, so don't worry about that. My network on the phone though is bugging quite a bit, let's put it that way. It is taking its time whilst loading all these things, so. And so the A319 heading to Naples. So that aircraft was registered GEZFW, so that is Golf Echo Zulu Foxtrot Whiskey. And so the Ryanair 737-800 there you can see, so as lined up on the runway now. So this here, the 737-800 heading to Gran Canaria, and it's registered EIEMO. So a very good morning to all of the new viewers joining us at Luton this morning. Hope you're all doing very well and enjoying these streams so far. So you've got about 4 aircrafts pinging up on flight radar now, so they're all going to be making their way over to runway 254 departure. And so nice follow up there, and you can see him rotating. And you can see how far that jet has gone in a short space of time. See the thrust generated by those two engines pulling the fuselage of the aircraft up. So you can see behind this A320neo, the Ryanair 737-800 making its way over to the runway, as well as this Wizz. Was that the 321neo as well? Yeah, I think it is. Obviously, this is Wizz Air's main base. Obviously, in London Luton, they've got a base here. So this jet is quite common here. And it's great to see, I must say, because, you know, we don't really visit that many aircrafts that operate the Wizz jets. We've got Bristol that operate them once daily, and that is in the morning. And London Heathrow don't operate them. We've got, what else? I think Birmingham operates some, but we've only been there once, of course. So it is a really great opportunity to be here. Obviously, to be filming these Wizz jets, as well as the Ryanairs and EasyJets and the business jets that we'll see today. And so this here is the Wizz A321neo heading over to Constata. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but obviously a lot of these routes that are operated from London Luton, I've never heard of before. So once again, do apologise if I've mispronounced some names. But the registration on board this aircraft today is GWUKN, that is Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo November. And they're wasting no time, off he goes. So today, going to try and get some nice close-up shots of the aircraft here. Perhaps we'll get a pilot away, but not too sure. Would of course be great to see some, but no pressure, I guess, the pilot. And so we've got the Ryanair 737-800 that's lined up there, which is heading over to Dublin. So about a 1 hour and about 20 or 10 minute long journey, I'd say, for this jet today. The registration on board this 737 is EIDWX, that is Echo India Delta Whiskey X-Ray. And so the A320neo that we watched do a couple laps around the taxiway and then hold short is also in line for departure very soon. Obviously, he's holding short of the runway ahead of this 737-800's departure. So we're going to capture that. And then switch on to this 320neo. And I'll wait for the couple of biz jets that are making their way down the taxiway. And so the A320neo is just lined up there. Get some info on that now. And so this here, the EasyJet A320neo heading to Geneva, registered GUZLK, that is Golf Uniform Zulu Lima Kilo. And so we've got the pushback of an aircraft and also the taxi of a Ryanair 737-800, which I can just about see over at the gate area here at Luton. So there's plenty of action here. We should be seeing some more whiz jets, but they were nominated first for the most delays, so I'm not surprised if we see them depart a couple minutes or an hour late. So off to Geneva goes that A320neo. We've got the Ryanair 737-800 there on taxi, and then we've got the aircraft that I was on about pushing back. We've got the 320 there. You can see the pushback truck has been disconnected. We've got the line also being disconnected now, and then the jet will begin its taxi. And you can see there the ground crew on doing their work on that aircraft before it departs. And so we've got the business jet right over there. And so this here is the Embraer Phantom 300 heading over to Palma de Mallorca. And so I'm noticing at London Luton loads of the Ryanair jets heading over to Stansted are crossing over this airport. Keep getting fooled, thinking that they're arriving jets, but instead it's just the Ryanairs crossing over Luton, heading over to Stansted, of course. And so as well as that A320, which I've just seen put on his nose gear lights on, we've got a Ryanair 737-800 pinging up somewhere around the airport also. So not the one on the taxiway, but a different one that's just been pushed back. So that jet just rocketed into the skies there, obviously not using much of the runway. It is very small, and the two engines are more than capable of using just a quarter of the runway for departure. Got this Ryanair 737-800, which is heading over to Lanzarote, and the 800 registered EIEKV, that is Echo India, Echo Kilo Victor. So we're going to get a nice close-up on the nose of the aircraft. You can see there, very nice view, obviously head-on, with no objects obstructing our view. And so the Ryanair 737 moving now. You can hear the engine spooling up. So you can see there, nice close follow-up on the Ryanair 737-800 on departure. And so this here, the EasyJet A320-200 heading to Heathrow, just lining up on runway 254 departure. The registration on board this aircraft today is GEZWH, that is Golf Echo Zulu Whiskey Hotel. So you can see there the lights being switched on before departure. So that there was the A320's departure out of London Luton. You could see the parked Wizz Air jet with the stair truck attached to the back of the aircraft. You can see the fuel truck there. Is that a fuel truck? No, I don't think that is actually. Not quite sure what that truck that is, in fact. But anyway, we can focus on this A320 that's also parked at the gate area here at London Luton. We've got a Ryanair 737-800 pinging up somewhere around the airport. He's not in our view just yet, but he's definitely somewhere around here. Put it that way. And so you can see there the stair trucks being removed off of the aircraft now. So you can see the baggage truck also there.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So the 320 Neo there, also parked with the Neo sticker. And so I'd just like to thank Dave and give him a shout out for giving us, or for bringing us, 2 nice hot coffees as well as some breakfast this morning. So big thank you to you, Dave, for obviously welcoming us into London Luton. It is our first time here, and it's been great so far, I must say. The aircraft as well as the people here have been very kind to us. It's been an amazing experience so far. We've got an EasyJet A319 pinging up on the radar now. It's somewhere by the A320neo. He's going to pop up somewhere there. He'll be heading over to Barcelona. Yeah, the network on my phone not doing the greatest, so if there's any live chat responses, just give me a minute to sort that out. As I said before, though, it's not going to affect the stream in any way. And so I can hear the engines of an aircraft. I believe it's the A319 that we were on about. There's definitely something there. But in fact, it could be this one right here. Obviously, we saw the stair trucks being removed off of the aircraft. And it doesn't seem as if there is any ground crew vehicles just yet. So you can see there the Vauxhall Vivaro there by the... is that the Vauxhall? It could be a Renault, I'm not sure. I do like cars, I must say. If anyone else likes cars, you know, let us know. I'm sure we could waffle on about that whilst we wait for the jets to arrive, obviously. So we've got the A319 that we were talking about right there. Making this way over to runway 254 departure. So this here is heading over to Barcelona. And it's registered GEZAW, that is Golf Echo Zulu Alpha Whiskey. So the Ryanair 737-800, which I was also waffling on about earlier on, has also made an appearance now, right behind the A319. So we're going to get some nice cockpit shots there. See, focusing on the nose of the jet. So sorry about that, just adjusting the camera settings. And so the A319 heading to Barcelona, if you missed it. The Ryanair 737-800 doing circles just like the A320neo. So the A319's departure there from runway 25. The Ryanair 737-800, which was doing circles here. So there's also the same thing that the A320neo that we had spotted had done earlier on. I'm still not quite sure why and what the point of it is. And so yeah, Peter G, thanks for joining us, of course, at London Luton, and we hope to see you next time. And yeah, thanks for supporting the channel through liking and subscribing, really do appreciate it. And so we've got one of the maintenance vehicles just on the taxiway now. I'm not quite sure if he's going to do another runway inspection. No, it doesn't seem like it. He's heading over to a different direction, but we've got an arrival inbound either way. So I guess I'm in for on that. And so we've got the first Wizz Air A320 arrival at London Luton. So the aircraft will be arriving from Cluj-Napoca on its 2-hour and 44-minute long journey. The aircraft is registered HALWP, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Whiskey Papa. So you can see the lights of it there. Just trying to get the camera to focus, and yeah, it's doing a good job there. So you can see the Wizz Air jet. So you can see a plane behind it. That's actually an amazing shot. And that was fantastic there. You can see the, I think that was the departing plane that went behind that A320-200. So the A320 landing on runway 25 here at London Luton LTN. And nice and firm. That was a great landing there from the pilots on board that A320-200. And so we've got traffic of 2 aircrafts now. I can see the lights of one, and then the shadow of another right behind. So it's almost beginning to look like Heathrow there with the traffic, or the train of 2 aircraft. But first up, we've got the Bombardier Challenger 605 arriving from, I think that's Abji or Abij. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that name. But either way, it's a 6-hour and 37-minute long journey. And the registration on board this aircraft is 2 Golf 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 Golf. So a bit of a weird one. Never seen anything like it, but either way, we'll just watch the touchdown of this aircraft. So just like to welcome all of the new viewers joining us here at Luton this morning. Hope you're all having a great morning, and thank you for tuning in. And so you've got a pushback of another aircraft, which you can see right here. It's an A320. So you've got this and the Ryanair 737-800, both ready for departure. So I assume they're going to begin taxiing to runway 25 after the wave of arriving aircrafts. I can see the could be an A320, it could be a 737, could in fact be a Neo aircraft. But no, it's the Wizz Air A321 making its way over for arrival here at London Luton from Wrocław in Poland. And so you can see it there. It's arriving from a total journey of 1 hour and 48 minutes. And it's registered HALXL, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray Lima. So that was a nice touchdown there from the A321. You can see their nose up right at the last minute, just to smoothen the back landing gears. We've got a BizJet there. I'm not sure if that's the yeah, that's the one that arrived. Thought it was a one that was cleared for departure, or cleared to taxi for departure, of course. But no, it was the one that we saw arrive earlier. Got this arrival inbound. Just focusing on it there. And Paul Martin, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Also from Luton. It is very great here, I must say. And Jan L, or Jan L, I'm not sure if I've pronounced that correctly, but thanks for joining us at Luton here, of course. And we're aware that as of lately we are one of the few streamers that stream from Luton. Obviously some have been kicked out here before, but we've tried a new spot, and so far we're doing fantastic here. So thanks for joining us, and obviously it is great to see that you're enjoying these streams so far. And so just on the arrival, we've got the Wizz Air A321-200 from Krakow on its 2 hour and 2 minute long journey. The aircraft's registered HALXK, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray Kilo. So sorry about that, just moving the lens adjuster to make it nice and easy to obviously use the lens zoom. So we've got an arrival inbound. I can barely see it, obviously the lights are not on, but this 320 will be departing before the arrival. And so some information on this. It's the EasyJet A320-200 heading to Prague, registered GEZRT. That is Golf Echo Zulu Romeo Tango. And so the Wizz A321, which I believe was the arrival jet. Obviously you could see it right now. In fact, this could be a different one. I think it is. Oh, never mind. No, it is the arrival jet, obviously making his way back to the gate area. You can see the A321 is basically a longer version of the A320. So it's basically competitors with the Boeing 757. Some news, in fact, on the Boeing 757. We heard recently that Icelandair was soon going to remove their 757s from the fleet of their aircraft and replace them with the A321neo long-range aircraft. So it's very, very sad news, obviously, if you're a supporter of the Boeing 757, which I do enjoy the aircraft myself, I must say, especially the nice, colourful liveries that Icelandair have got on them. But hopefully they'll be swapping them onto the A321neo. And so we'll just focus on the arriving jet now. And so this here, the Wizz Air A321neo, arriving from Lassi on its 2-hour and 48-minute long journey. And so the registration on board this aircraft is HALZV, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Zulu Victor. And so I can't quite see if there will be any other arrivals anytime soon. I'd assume there is when checking on the schedule before. But as of now, just going to wait for some of the departing aircraft. So we had the Ryanair 737-800, which is still in the same place. It should have departed by now, but obviously I'm not sure if there's some issue with the clearance. But the 320neo last time did take about 15 minutes before resuming its taxi. So I'd assume the Ryanair 737-800 is in the same position there. But I must say the passengers on board this aircraft will not be too happy when they realise that they've been sitting on the taxiway for quite a while now. And yeah, Paul, it is definitely the busy hour at Luton. This is, well, of course, why we chose to come to Luton this morning, nice and early, obviously, to capture the morning rush. As you said, the Wizz Air's set to take off very soon. But yeah, just waiting for them, of course. We've got the 321, which I believe this is going to be set for departure. Just appeared behind the 320neo that you can see there, the sticker. Yeah, he just appeared from that set of gates. So I'd assume he's taxiing to runway 25 for departure. But I think he'll have to wait for the arriving aircraft, as I can just about see the shadows of it. And so Abraham asking how long was the drive to Luton, and so that was about 3 hours by obviously using the van. So obviously it is from Cardiff to Luton, so it is quite a far journey crossing the bridge into England. But it is all worth it when you think about all of the action that we get to see at Luton. I mean, this is definitely nothing compared to Cardiff Airport. I mean, Cardiff Airport might be one of the deadest airports. And so obviously making these journeys to London Luton, you know, our way of showing, you know, dedication to the channel and showing how much we appreciate your support. So the Wizz 321 is going to be holding short there. And so we've got another 321. I think this is the Neo this time. But this could be the arrival one. Yeah, it does seem to be. So it's the A321 Neo that we saw arrive. And that's going back to the gates. And ground crew should work on that aircraft. And that should take about an hour before it's back into the skies, of course. I know for the A320s and the 737s, it takes about an hour to 40 minutes. So I'd assume it's about, or near the same for the 321s, of course. And so Vlad saying that 5 planes going for departure. And I can hear lots of engines running. So yeah, I think that is definitely something that we'll see very, very soon. Just waiting for all these aircraft to pop out behind the buildings, obviously. We've got 2 at the moment in sight. We've got an arrival also. And so here is the arrival. Get some info on that. So it's the Wizz Air A321-200, which is arriving from Sofia, and it's a 2-hour and 48-minute long journey. The registration on board this aircraft today is HALTG, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Tango Golf. And Abraham, definitely it is definitely much busier than Bristol, obviously. And I assume it'd be about the same actually during the mornings at Bristol. So the 321's very smooth touchdown into London Luton. I'm sure the passengers will be very pleased with that experience, of course. And Algernon, good afternoon. Good morning. Sorry about that. I keep saying good afternoon. I'm so used to the Bristol times now. So yeah, sorry. Good morning once again to you. Hope you're doing very well on this very early morning. Just like to thank you for joining us, of course, and I'd like to thank all of the other viewers that are joining us now. And so off to Lassie goes that A321-200. So looking at about a 2-hour and 49-minute long journey for that route. Got an EasyJet incoming. We've got quite a couple of planes actually making their way. So you've got this EasyJet. Then you've got the 320 right there. You've got the Ryanair 737, but obviously no info as to when that's going to be going. And then you've got, once again, another EasyJet. So it is looking very busy here at Luton, I must say. We've got an arrival also inbound, but this EasyJet aircraft will depart just in time before it. So this is the EasyJet A319 heading to Venice. The registration on board say 319 today is GEZBF, that is Golf Echo Zulu Bravo Foxtrot. So fantastic departure there from the A319. You can see the pushback truck being disconnected from the A321neo in the background behind the 737-800. So we should be seeing that depart very soon. Obviously, Wizz Air operating quite a few of their, well, quite a big range of aircraft. You've got the A320, you've got the A320-200s, yeah, and the neo, as well as the A321s. And obviously the A321neos. So we've got quite a few aircrafts. You've got this one that's been pushed back, and in fact, we're gonna move on from that and catch the arrival that is just about to touch down in a minute. So Wizz Air as usual. So Wizz Air is definitely popular here at Luton, and you could tell by the amount of aircrafts they've got here. But that goes the same for the EasyJet fleet of aircrafts that are operated at Luton also. So Luton's looking very busy now. So we've got about 4 aircrafts waiting to depart. That is not including this one now. And then we've also got a arrival, which I can see the lights of now. Obviously we'll focus on that as it gets a bit closer. But just some info on this aircraft. So it's the A320-200. It's registered GEZGX, that is Golf Echo Zulu Golf X-Ray. And so just give me a minute to adjust the tripod See, it's become out of level once again. I think it's because of all of the moving around, obviously, with the approach being on the right, and then the departure on the left. And obviously, it is a big struggle to constantly be moving it, but I think that's sorted now. We've got once again another arrival inbound. So this here, the Wizz Air A320 arriving from Vilnius. And so I've actually been to Vilnius myself on holiday, and it's a great place. It's the capital of Lithuania, but never flown with Wizz well, for that route before. Always flown with Ryanair. So you've got the 321 there, then you've got this, I think that might be the 319 that's been turned around, but the steer truck is still attached. Then you've got the Park 321, so that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Got the baggage doors opened on the on board the A320, I think that is. And you've got this 320 Neo making its way over to the runway, as well as this A321 operated by Wizz Air is going back to the gate area. So you've got lots of action here at Luton. And well, I mentioned all of the aircraft that are set to depart, but I haven't mentioned the ones that are arriving. Got that's one that's on finals now. And so I'm just trying to find it on the map, and yes, so it's the Wizz Air A321 arriving from Warsaw, that is Poland's capital. Yeah, total flight time on this route today is 2 hours and 5 minutes, and the aircraft used is registered HALXM. And so we capture the final approach and the touchdown on board this A321. And nice and bumpy there was the touchdown on board the A321. Obviously not the smoothest, but it was a safe landing, which is always a good landing, of course. And so the Ryanair is still there. It's been about 30 minutes and this aircraft still has not moved. Got the 321 Neo lining up on runway 25 for departure. And so the visibility is now 10 kilometers plus for those wondering. So after this 321 Neo, I don't think the A320 Neo behind it will make the departure, because you've got an arrival incoming. But I'll give you some info on that just after this arrival. Sorry, this departure. So very nice and smooth climb on board that 321 Neo. And as I said, I don't think the 320 Neo is making... In fact, is that even a 320 Neo? I don't think it is. And well, I would check on flight radar, but the aircraft doesn't seem to be popping up. I can't tell. You can tell if an aircraft is a Neo aircraft by the engines. But I was hoping to check, but yes, obviously not popping up just yet. So we've got another EasyJet aircraft making its way over to the runway now. The Ryanair 737-800 finally moving. It's been a long time. I'm sure the passengers are celebrating right now. So the 320 is holding short for the arriving A321, and you guessed it, once again another Wizz Air aircraft, this time arriving from Bucharest on its 2 hour and 54 minute long journey. And so that might be one of the smoothest landings we've seen this morning at London Luton Airport. So this aircraft is still not popping up on flight radar. I'm trying to click on it, but it's taking me to the 737-800. And so I was right the first time about that aircraft. There was the EasyJet A320 Neo, this one heading to Tel Aviv. But just going to watch this Ryanair 737-800 as it lines up on runway 25 for departure. So this was the jet that circled around the taxiway and was holding short for about 30 minutes there, 30 to 40 minutes. But it's ready to go now, and it's heading over to Athens. It's well, the 737 is registered EIEVX, that is Echo India Echo Victor X-ray. So the Ryanair 737 moving now. So we've got this, was that A320, I think it is, so the A319. I'll just check on flight radar now. So yeah, it is the A320 that is just lined up on the runway. So it's going to depart, and then we're going to have an arrival, and then a business jet. You can see right here, which is going to be the second in line for departure. So 3 jets now on the runway, or set to use the runway soon, and we've got 2 making its way over to runway 26. Actually, that's 3 now. I can see an EasyJet in the distance making its way now. So plenty of action this morning at London Luton. So this here, the EasyJet A320-200 heading to Tenerife. The aircraft registered GEZTX, that is Golf Echo Zulu Tango X-ray. And so I can see a hot air balloon, which I'm just going to focus on now. I've got a general question for you all. Would you count that as aviation action? I'm really interested. I mean, this is the first time I've seen a hot air balloon operate near an airport. I'd actually love to go on one of those around Luton. Get some fantastic views of the arriving aircraft. Perhaps then we'll get a pilot wave, of course. But anyways, going back to the arrivals, we've got the Wizz Air A321neo is arriving from Budapest on its 2-hour and 11-minute long journey. So we're going to move on from that 321neo. We're gonna, well, we've got something interesting happening there. So this aircraft, the A321, had been pushed back on the tarmac, but it's actually been sent back to the gate area. Perhaps it's forgotten a passenger or something like that. So you got the private jet or the business jet lining up on the runway now. So it's the Mitsubishi Challenger 850, which is heading over to Venice. The registration on board this aircraft is 9HILB, that is 9 Hotel India Lima Bravo. You can see it's a fantastic shot of this aircraft, I must say. I really do like the colour scheme on board this jet. So it seems as if the visibility at Luton is getting worse. I'm not sure if that's just me. I might check the weather app in a minute. So yeah, just gonna lock the camera onto this 321. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere as we've got an arrival inbound. It is quite far away. I think the 321 could make it, but I don't think the air traffic controllers would like to risk it today. And so I'm just going to check the weather app, as I said before. And so yeah, it has decreased by a couple kilometers actually. So it's now down to a visibility of 6 kilometers. So still, well, we're still able to obviously see all the stuff here, but it is gradually decreasing. So we've got the arrival of the jet now on runway 25 here at Luton. And so I think the 321 is going to make its move before the next arrival. I can see the next arrival in the sky. He's not got his landing lights on just yet, but I think the 321 must be tired of waiting on the taxiway. And so he's going to go for, I'd say, an immediate departure. And so I'll pull up the flight radar app now and read you the information on this aircraft. I can tell you before the radar app even loads. It's the A321-200 operated by Wizz Air, and it's registered GWUKH, you can see there. So that's Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo and Hotel. And for as to where it's headed, so it's going to Bacau or Bacau, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Some very unusual names, I must say. So we've got a nice private jet there. What's that? The A319, I think that is. And so the A320neo is just going to hold short on the runway as we've got an arriving aircraft inbound. So I'll give you some information after the touchdown of this aircraft. And so this here is the Wizz Air Malta A320-200 that has arrived from Varna, and it's 3 hour and 5 minute long journey. And so the registration on board this aircraft is 9HWZR, so that is 9 Hotel Whiskey Zulu Romeo. So you've got the business jet there, making its way over to the runway. You've got the lights on board this, I think it's an A319, also online. And then you've got this A320, I believe, making its way over to the runway. And then you've got the EasyJet A320neo making a slight different route to the taxi for departure. And he's entered the runway, and I assume he's going to do a big circle. So he's using the whole runway, it seems. Must be a very heavy load he's carrying. I can tell that somebody's gone over the budget allowance for the baggage, of course, on board this journey. So the A320neo heading to Agadir. And yeah, you could see this simply all the way at the end of the runway for the EasyJet A320neo. He's definitely carrying something heavy, and plane man saying someone's carrying a large wardrobe of clothes. And yeah, that could be true, I must say. So we've got 3 aircraft that are currently waiting to depart. You've got this one lining up, and then we've got 2 more just holding short on the taxiway. All 3 of them not pinging up on flight radar just yet. So I'll give you some info on this aircraft as soon as it departs, and then hopefully the others should ping up. But gonna get nice and close to this aircraft. So finally it's online. It's the EasyJet A320-200 heading over to Glasgow. And so we've got the private jet here. Almost looks like an A318, in fact. I think it could be. It's either the A319 or A318, but I feel like it's a bit smaller. It looks almost like the A318. Reminds me of the Tarome 318 that we usually spot at London Heathrow during the afternoon period. But yeah, still not pinging up, so I'll give you some info as it departs. Hopefully it'll be pinging up then. But I think I'm going to assume that it's the A318. But obviously if somebody would like to confirm in the live chat, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. And so the aircraft's still not pinged up on flight radar, so it is private of course, but yeah, no info as to where it's headed or any of that. But I think it is safe to assume that that was the A318. It did look really thin. And oh yes, it's now pinged up. So yeah, it was the A318 as I said before, but no information as to where it's headed or no registration on that yet. And so this EasyJet is also not pinging up on flight radar, so yeah, we'll wait for that. But I can see a 737-800, I think that is, making its way over to the runway. It's operated by TUI. And so, sorry Paul Newell, I didn't quite see your message there, but yeah, so we are on the side of the runway at Luton. It's not at the parking gate, or the parking garage. And so this is the TUI 737-800, the first TUI that we'll see today at Luton. It almost fooled me with the split scimitar winglet. I was thinking that I got it wrong, but no, it is the 737-800. Obviously the winglet's there to reduce the emissions on board flights. But this is the EasyJet A320neo that's also not picking up on flight radar. I'll check that out as soon as it does. And yeah, so Ken, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. And well, it's really sad to see that you're really poorly, and I really hope you you get well soon. Of course, Ken. But you know, rest easy, of course. If you have to leave during the stream, that is, you know, no worries, obviously. And yeah, as Paul Martin was saying, it's the drive in the court side bit. But the A320 moving now. And so another aircraft taking a really weird loop. So it seems as if this EasyJet is going to do a few circles. Obviously doing a U-turn, and he's going to hold on the taxiway like the last two aircraft. I think it's Ryanair 737-800 and then the EasyJet A320neo. So not quite sure how long he's going to be holding there. If anyone knows what's going on with this weird sort of taxi action, just please let us know in the chat. Got two aircraft in line for arrival. In fact, Ken, I know this isn't going to do much, but I'm going to get this nice shot for you. I'm going to try and get both planes in the image if I can. You can just about see the two lights. Oh, the camera losing focus there. You zoom out quite a bit. Yeah, I'm trying to get the traffic action for you, the train of arriving aircraft, but it seems like this private jet is just too fast for the aircraft that's on arrival behind it. I'll try again. And yeah, no luck. But I'll be sure to try and get some traffic action for you, Ken, because I do know that you enjoy it a lot. So the TUI 737-800 on the runway, so runway 25 heading to Lanzarote, and this is the departure before another arriving aircraft. And so in fact, before we watch that, I can find the two aircraft as I can see, if you'd like to focus. And no luck, we'll try after. And so we'll try again to capture the two aircrafts. Yeah, you can just about see there the traffic of two aircraft waiting to arrive. It seems as if the private jet is going to have to wait for both of these arrivals. And so we're just going to give you some info on that. So it's the Gulfstream G650 with literally no information other than that. So no registration and no insight as to where it's arriving from, unfortunately. That was a really great landing there. I mean, the pilots on board that jet had no struggle with that nice and smooth touchdown. But yeah, as I said, it does seem that this private jet will be waiting a bit longer for the next arriving jet. And so Abraham, I actually didn't realize that. I'd just like to thank you all for the outstanding support. As Abraham was saying, just reached 3,000 subscribers, so we really do appreciate your support, and it's an amazing milestone that we've achieved during our Luton stream today. Yeah, thank you all so much. Obviously, I'd just like to remind the people who are not subscribed, if you'd like to support the channel, please do subscribe, obviously, with the notification bell on, and perhaps like the live stream if you're enjoying that as well. But once again, big thank you to all of the supporters there. And to say thank you, these jets, A320 Neo blesses us with a very nice touchdown on the this side runway 25. So yeah, once again, big thank you to everyone for helping us reach the 3,000 subscriber milestone. Got the Wizz Air A320 making a move down the runway. Guessing the pilots on board that EasyJet are going to be very frustrated, as they're most likely going to have a delayed flight. I wouldn't assume that this aircraft has headed off too early. I think it's just some weird routine that goes on at Luton. So we've got the private jet currently on the runway circling around, getting ready for departure. And so we've got an arrival inbound behind this this jet. So I assume the Wizz Air A320 is going to hold short for that. So the Wizz Air A320, as I said before, holding short over runway 25. And so Louise, good morning to you. And Louis saying that he's just googled the G650 has arrived from Hong Kong. So, that must be a long journey, I must say. What's that? Couple hours, I must say. But yeah, thanks for the fact, Louis. I didn't actually quite know that. That's because it wasn't pinging up on flight radar. But what I do know is that we've got an arriving aircraft, and it is the LL737-900 arriving from Tel Aviv on its 4-hour and 43-minute long journey. And so this here, the aircraft, the 737 registered 4XEHI, that is 4 X-ray Echo Hotel India. So I know this airline has got some very good safety measures. I've seen clips of armoured vehicles actually following the taxi of this jet. I was also reading about this airline, and yeah, I was also reading about how it had anti-air missile protection or some sort of protection method on board all of their aircraft as well, which is actually quite interesting. I think it might be the first airliner to do that. I know FedEx, I think it is. Is it FedEx? I think so. I think they are the cargo airlines that use anti-air missiles as well on board their jets. But that was a cool statistic if you didn't know that, or a fact. But, either way, we've got a jet here that's also not picking up on flight radar, so it's not that good for us, but we'll catch it on departure, don't worry. So I'll give you some info as to where this aircraft's heading after its departure. And so you've got the Wizz A320 lining up on the runway now. And so some info on that the departure that we just saw, as I promised. So it was the A320-200 heading to... I'm going to struggle saying this, so if I pronounce it wrong, please don't go after me. It's Plovdiv, I think that's how you say it. But yeah, that's where it's headed to, and the aircraft is registered GWUKD, that is Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo Delta. So this here, the Wizz Air A320-200 heading to Cluj-Napoca. And I'll read out its registration after it's departed. Off that goes, you can see, to its destination. So the registration, which I was interrupted, of course, by the loud engines. So it was HALWP, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Whiskey Papa. So you can see the LL737-900 there, parked to the gate area now. And that is parked next to, I think that's the 321neo actually. Obviously, Wizz Air operating quite a few Wizz Air 321neos at Luton. I knew they were definitely, well, I knew they definitely had them in their fleet, but I didn't think they had this many. I mean, we've seen about 3 Wizz Air A320s, and the rest have been 321neos. And for all of the viewers that are watching us from the start, you know how busy it got with the Wizz Air jets. But just looking onto the EasyJet A319, which Terry has said that it could be doing compass checks. Just watching it. You can see both engines not on, none of the blades spinning. And so I'm just going to look on flight radar to see where it's headed. So yeah, it's the A319 heading to Amsterdam shortly. So no info as to when that's going to resume its taxi, but his registration is GEZBA, that is Golf Echo Zulu Bravo Alpha, if you'd like to check it out on Flight Radar like myself. And so as for arrivals, we've got nothing as of now, just waiting to see if I can see anything. But we've got an aircraft pinging up, in fact. So it's a Wizz Air A321-200, so it's being pushed back somewhere. I don't believe it's this one, in fact. It could be. So you've got one here, but on the map it doesn't seem... No, it is, yeah. So it's this Wizz Air A321 that's pinging up, registered HALXL, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray Lima, but it's got no info as to where it's headed just yet. So I'm waiting for that to be updated before I read that out to you, of course. Obviously, as it gets closer to departure, I'll make sure to go over that again. And so, you can see it making its way down closer to us. And we should be seeing a couple of business jets on arrival and departure here at Luton. Obviously, they are quite often seen. They're quite popular at Luton, so we should see them sometime soon. But we just focus on this A321 as we wait for the A319 to begin movement. Obviously no indication as to how long it will be holding short for. But I really do like the livery on board the Wizz Air jets. I must say though, I do like the old ones. I believe it used to have the pink and the lightish purple or the bluish bit at the front of the nose. But this is the updated livery, of course. You won't find many of the old ones around. I think they feature them on the old A320s. But either way, it's a fantastic livery. I mean, it's quite unique, in fact. I know WOW Air used to be, well, they used to have a quite similar livery, obviously also featuring the same shade of pink, but obviously they've gone out of business and they've rebranded to Play, I believe, now. So Play Airlines might have heard of them before. So I know they operate at London Stansted. And I'd just like to thank Aline for the $4.99 donation. We really do appreciate the support, and all donations will be put back into the live stream and the channel, of course. And just an update, as we had a couple of people ask us about membership, so we'll be bringing that in a couple of weeks' time. We're just sorting out the emojis and all of that stuff, and yeah, so we'll post a community post out sometime soon as to when that will be introduced into the channel. But that's in development, of course. And Peter Wendell, good morning to you. Hope you're doing very well. In fact, I have a video coming up soon of a Thai Airways Boeing 777 arriving at Bangkok. Obviously, one of my close friends had lended me the video, so that will be posted very soon. If you'd like to check it out. But the 321 there moving now. So the info for this aircraft has been updated. So it's the A321-200 heading to Wrocław, which I believe is in Poland, but my geography is not the best, so if I've got that wrong, please do let us know. And so the A319, there's still no action from the jet. Obviously the engine's still not running. So it seems like the jet's going to be there for a while. Peter saying it's very warm in Thailand, 38 degrees Celsius. That is indeed very warm. I mean, it's very cold here in London Luton. It's only 8 degrees, but we've been in worse. I believe we were in 3 degrees weather in London Heathrow. So it is slightly warmer here at London Luton. It's not that bad. I mean, we've got the sun right behind me, so it's sort of warming me up, which is great for us. Obviously, I can see in the far distance you've got an arrival inbound. So I'm just going to load up the flight radar app and give you all some information as to where that's actually coming from. Try and see what the jet is, which is arriving from Crnova. And so I think we're back online. So very sorry about that. I think the internet cut off there, but we're back. Don't worry, we're not ending anytime soon. It's just the internet, obviously, at the airport is never the best. But so the A319's engines are now running. So Antonio, good morning to you over from Brazil. Hope you're doing very well. So the Wizz A320 from Crnova. And there's still no luck with the focus. And I might have to zoom out a bit. Okay, there it is. We're back. You can see the A320 there. It is set to arrive at runway 25. And so After this A320's touchdown, we've got another arriving aircraft, but some news on the A319. It is beginning its movement now. So we've got a 737, and it is the 737-800, operated by Ryanair or its subsidiary airline Buzz, arriving from Kaunas on its 2-hour and 15-minute long journey. And so the aircraft that's just touched down, registered SPRSB, and this is actually an aircraft that's dedicated to the route Luton to Kaunas. And so just like to apologise if the internet is still playing up a bit. That's just the Wi-Fi by the airport for you, I guess. But yeah, so just you know, an apology there for that. I think we've sorted it out. So we've got two aircrafts now taxiing to the runway. We've got this A320 operated by Wizz, and then we've got an EasyJet, which I'm not sure what aircraft that is. I think that's the A319. It does seem a bit smaller than the A320. And yeah, what was I saying? It is the A319. It's that same aircraft that was parked there for quite a while. So yeah, once again, just going to repeat the information on that. So it's the A319, registered GEZBA, that is Golf Echo Zulu Bravo Alpha. And it is heading to Amsterdam on about a 1 hour long journey. I'd say 1 hour and 5 minutes, possibly. So gonna get a nice shot of the nose of the aircraft. So we've got another aircraft, this time a smaller one, needing the whole runway for departure. So I'm guessing he's either got a full house, or once again somebody's exceeded the baggage limit. So the A320, the Wizz A320 that I was talking about, that was supposed to make its way over to the runway, has gone somewhere. It completely lost track of where he's gone. Not sure why, but perhaps instead of taxiing to the runway, he was switching gates, I guess. And so the A319 beginning its movement now. No difficulties there on departure. I don't know why he was taxiing all the way to the end of the runway. But either way, that was a nice and smooth climb out of London Luton Airport. We'll follow on as he turns. And so we've got this A320neo, which I think is going to be departing very soon. I mean, he's got no ground crew vehicles working on the vehicle just yet. Obviously, you can see there are no stir trucks attached. I didn't quite see if this aircraft had received the ground crew services just yet, but it does seem as if he's ready to push back. But I could be wrong. I'm not too sure. So I'm just going to check for the next movement, of course. And yeah, so I'm not sure if he's waiting for a pushback truck, but I can hear an aircraft in the distance. I think that's the engine start of an aircraft, which should appear somewhere by here. So we'll lock onto that place now. I can see ground crew vehicles just monitoring the taxi bay and the runway. Just doing its inspection. But yeah, there is well, I can hear an aircraft, but it's not picking up on flight radar just yet. And so the Luton A319 that just departed behind me, so the EasyJet A319 heading to Amsterdam, is just currently behind me, climbing to was it 20,000 feet, I think. And so nothing just yet on this this A320neo. You can see the maintenance vehicle just patrolling around, and oh, it seems like the steer truck has been attached onto that, because that was not there before. So yeah, you can see the steer truck on board the A320neo. And so Woodhouse Interiors, good morning to you, hope you're doing very well. And so we're located by the side of Luton, so by the runway 25 side. It's sort of like a grass-ish bit, sort of by the side of the airport. I think if you look on Google Maps, you'd see it. There's a bit of a fence, but we're above it. So yeah, if you look on Google Maps at runway 25, so that side, there should be a road leading onto the side of the airport. There's like a little parking spot place where you can obviously park the vehicle and do some spotting. But we've got our first movement, the Wizz Air A321. And so Solar Hawk 7, good morning to you. Hope you're doing very well. And so Abraham asking if an A380 would fly on 2 engines, and I don't think that could be possible, honestly. Obviously the fuselage on board the A380 is very large and heavy, and so I think it rightfully needs 4 engines to depart. I think it would be possible to make it if it was completely empty with obviously both pilots on board, and that's about it. But it wouldn't be for a long period of time. It's the Wizz 321 taxiing to runway 25. And so Karis with the £2 donation. We do appreciate the support, Karis, and thanks for joining in with the Luton stream today. But yeah, I really do appreciate the support, Karis. And yeah, doing great, thanks Solar Hawk. Just enjoying the views from Luton. Obviously this is my first time here, and it's been really great, and plenty of action. Obviously in the morning I can see the pushback of an A320, in fact. So after this 321's departure, we'll focus on that. And so the aircraft's not pinging up on flight radar just yet, so it should be online right after departure. So the aircraft's spooling up now. And so the A320 that I was talking about, right there, being pushed back. See the truck disconnecting now. And so I promised some info on that departing plane. So it's the Wizz Air A321-200, which is heading to Warsaw currently. So total flight time of about 2 hours and 10 minutes, I'd say. And the registration on board that jet was HALXM, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray. And then yeah, so we've got the A320 there. Or is the 21? I think that's the A321 in fact. And so Claire saying where that Neo is where it's basically general parking. So yeah, that's good to know. And yeah, thank you so much, Claire. Yeah, we saw, what was it, in the early morning, we saw about 5 aircrafts parked there. They all were, they all had buses full of passengers heading over to the aircrafts before their departure. But yeah, once again, thank you so much. So you can see the truck's been disconnected. So now the A321 is, I'd assume, going to begin his spoiler checks, his rudder checks, and then most likely going to set his flaps before taxiing to runway 25 for departure. And so there is one aircraft pinging up on the radar. It's not this one, so we've got 2 now. One's on the other side. I can hear the engines of it, and yeah, it is on the other side. So it's the Wizz A321 Neo, which we should be seeing taxi right about where the A320 Neo is. And then I'll check on the arrivals actually for Luton Airport. And so we've got let's see, we've got an A319 inbound in about 10 minutes time, so that'll be a great catch. We were supposed to see a private jet actually arrive right about now, but it's actually landed 1 hour early, which is obviously great for the passengers on board that jet, of course. And then after that A319, we should be seeing an A321 Neo, and it's a very short flight from London Gatwick to London Luton. So that's about, what, 20 minutes, 10 minutes? It's a very interesting flight. And then after that, we've got Ryanair 737-800, of course. And so the 321 there beginning its movement now. Just like to welcome Lottie Lou to the live stream. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing very well. And so we should be seeing 2 A321s. Obviously one's the Neo, but either way they're both A321s, so we should be seeing them right about now. Yeah, I can see the tail of the A321 Neo. We'll switch on to that actually. So there is the A321 Neo, which will be heading to Athens. Obviously I'll go over that as it gets closer to departure. And so Mark Higgins, good morning to you. Thanks for supporting the channel through subscribing and obviously liking the live stream. We do appreciate your support, and obviously every like counts, and we're all thankful for your support, of course. Obviously without you all, we wouldn't be able to reach 3,000 subscribers today. So that's an amazing milestone that we've reached. So a big thank you to everyone that's supporting the channel. And so it almost seems as if we've got a race between this A321, who's going quite slow, the Neo, and then this A321, which is also taxiing to the same runway. I wonder which one gets to the runway first, of course. I think it'll be this A321-200, in fact. Yeah, it does seem as if the A321 Neo is just holding short for this standard A321 to taxi in front. But you can see the difference in engine size. You can see how small they are on this A321 compared to the Neo aircraft, which I'll show you here. You can see that sort of green line inside it. That is one way that you could tell if it's a Neo engine Obviously, not all Neo aircraft feature the green parts inside of them. In fact, the E295 that we saw yesterday at Bristol had the green parts, and that's not a Neo. But that is one way of obviously finding out the aircraft. And so Aidan Kelly, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us once again for our London Luton live stream this time. And so Jose, good morning to you over in Johannesburg. Hope you're having a great day as well. We're having an amazing day here at Luton this morning, and hope you have a great time watching the stream. Obviously, if there is anything we could improve on, please do let us know. We're open to obviously improving our quality, which is what we do constantly. And so just lining up on the runway now, the A321-200. And so yeah, the A321-200 heading over to Sofia. And the registration on board this aircraft is HALTG, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Tango Golf. And so the Neojet just holding short on the taxiway. There's no arriving jets inbound. I can't seem to see any. And yeah, that was indeed a very nice and smooth takeoff there. I'd assume this 321 Neo is waiting for clearance, actually. I can hear the engines of a specific aircraft. I'm not sure which one it is, in fact. There is something. It's not this Neo, it's something sort of by the gate area at Luton. So whilst we wait for this 321 Neo to begin its movement, just gonna look at, I think it's, no, it's not this plane. There is something in the background. I can hear it. It's very loud. It's an aircraft, of course, but I'm not sure which one. Okay, we're just gonna focus back on the A321neo because it is it's began its movement now. You can, well, I just about heard these squeaky brakes being removed off of the aircraft. And so the Neo aircraft not picking up on flight radar once again, but I will read the info out on that aircraft upon departure. And so we've got an A320 operated by EasyJet making its way over to the runway also. So I was right, there was definitely an aircraft somewhere by there. It wasn't the Neo stickered A320, but it's a Europe car A320 Neo. So we'll look at that after this Wizz Air's departure. So the A321neo now moving. And so yeah, it was all about clearance there. The A321neo just waiting for the air traffic controller's clearance to depart from runway 25. And so I've finally got some information on this jet. So it's the A320neo, of course, operated by Wizz Air UK, heading to Athens. So total flight time of about 4 hours. And the registration on board this aircraft today is GWUKU, that is Golf Whiskey Uniform Kilo Uniform. So I can once again hear another aircraft somewhere by the gate area at Luton, of course, but we'll watch out for that after this A320neo's departure. So this is the EasyJet A320neo with the Europe car livery. So you can see there the green parts on the side, and so this aircraft will be heading to Belfast, and it's registered GUZLF, that is Golf Uniform Zulu Lima Foxtrot. So I can just about see an arriving plane actually right behind me. I can see the lights, obviously the nose gear. And so off to Belfast goes the A320neo. so we've got an A321neo operated by Wizz Air once again, making its way over to runway 25 for departure. But that's not this plane that we're about to focus on. Let me just adjust the camera settings really quickly. So there it is. So here it is. It's an EasyJet aircraft. Get some info on it. So it's the EasyJet A319 arriving from Paris CDG on its 47-minute long journey. Really fast approach there, I'll tell you that. Did look much faster than that of many other aircraft that we've seen today. So I didn't quite get the chance to read out the registration on board this aircraft. So it's registered GEZGI, that's the A319, or it is Golf Echo Zulu Golf and India. And so we've got this Ryanair 737-800 making its way over to the runway. I can hear another aircraft somewhere around the gate area once again. So we've got lots of traffic building up at Luton, I'll tell you that. So we've got the A321neo also about to begin his lineup, I think, on runway 25. You can see slowing down. I think he's he's got the clearance to line up. And so this is the Wizz Air A321neo heading to Budapest, and it's registered HALZP, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Zulu Papa. And Tom Collins, good morning to you. Great to see you back on the live stream. Hope you're doing very well, and I hope you're enjoying these streams so far. So Daniel Watkins, good morning to you. Hope you're doing very well. The Ryanair 737-800 wasting no time, lining up straight away. And so this one heading to Kerry, and it's registered EIDHF, that is Echo India Delta Hotel and Foxtrot. And so we've got a private jet right after that for departure, and I can hear another aircraft in the distance once again. So we'll make sure to look out for that. And so all saying that they've just subscribed, so I really do appreciate the support, and I'd just like to thank you so much for supporting the channel. So big shout out to AW for subscribing to the channel. And so you're asking what my favorite football team is. So I don't actually watch football anymore. I used to, but I've stopped now. But I did used to support, well, I still do support Cardiff City, but obviously they're not any good. But if I were to support a team in the Premier League, I'd probably say Liverpool. I did used to support them quite long ago. I did enjoy watching them play, but obviously, as I said, don't really watch football much anymore. And what about you? What team do you support? So yeah, in the Premier League, probably Liverpool, I'd say. So we've got the Cessna 560 XL Citation XLS that is heading over to Paris LBG, and the registration on board this aircraft is CSDXZ, so that is Charlie, and then you've got Delta, X-Ray and Zulu. So this jet is actually operated by NetJets Europe. And we've got another 2 business jets making their way over to the runway. And I just lost track of the aircraft. Let's, there you go. And so yeah, sorry about that. Was half asleep checking out the live chat comments, which I will respond to now. Just waiting for the next movements. Obviously I don't want to miss anything important. And so Mark Higgins, thanks for joining. Obviously have a great rest of your day, and I really do appreciate your support, of course. So yeah, have a great day, Mark. And so some information on this jet. So it's the, oh well, it's actually not pinged up on flight radar. I've got the one after it, but not this one. And so Abraham asking if I watch Formula One, and the answer to that is I do. I support Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes team. Obviously I've got loads of their merchandise, so you know, I really do enjoy watching Formula One quite a bit. So yeah, if anyone else watches Formula One, let us know. Let us know who you support, of course, and why, of course. But yeah, obviously me, Mercedes, and Lewis Hamilton. But yeah, so Aiden Kelly asking me about my plans after when I get home. So most likely I'm gonna probably rest and edit some of the photos that our photographer has taken here at London Luton. I'm sure they'll be amazing. So we'll be sure to post that on our Instagram page. So if you'd like to check those out, we'll, be sure to check out the Instagram link in our About page or the description of this live show. Or you can just type in Aviation_Hunters on Instagram, and you should find us. But other than that, probably rest up, Aidan Kelly. What about you? What are you going to do? What are your plans for the rest of the day? So you could sort of hear that high pitch, and yes, as I was saying, you could sort of hear that high pitch buzzing from the Hawker Beechcraft 400 XP. So that is operated by JetB Czech, and there's heading over to Konstanta. I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, you can focus on this here. You can see, I think this might be a 321. It could be a 320. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait until it gets closer to us. But either way, you've got the Wizz aircraft inbound. You can see the pushback truck still attached onto the aircraft, but that's going to be disconnected, and then it will begin his taxi over to us. Also picking up. Yes, so sorry about that. It was just hearing some of the vehicles on this side here, mainly the maintenance ones, obviously scaring the birds away off the runway. But as I was saying, so we've got a Ryanair 737-800 pinging up somewhere on the other side of the runway, and I can hear it on flight radar saying that it's currently at a ground speed of 7 knots. So it is definitely making its way over here, and we should see it right about by here. So it should pop out by here, but as of now, not to be seen just yet. And yeah, so Cade's saying that that Luton doesn't have the lovely Renaissance Hotel, and yeah, that is very true. But either way, you've still got a fantastic view here this morning. And it's nice and quiet here, not in terms of aircraft, but in terms of obviously like people coming to Planespot at the airport. But so AW asking what my favourite truck is, and I'm not really a big fan of trucks. I don't really know too much about them. So I couldn't really answer that question for you. And so Perfect Bruh is joined us today for our Luton stream. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing very well. We're doing great, thank you. And I hope that goes the same for you as well. And Solarhawk7 with the £10 super donation. Yeah, really do appreciate the support, Solarhawk. Thank you so much for that generous donation. We do appreciate it, and yeah, glad to see that during the stream so far. And so Robin Harrison, good morning to you. Obviously not much different here as well. It's pretty cloudy. So you can see the sky in certain places, but nevertheless it is still pretty cloudy, but yeah, thanks so much Solar Hawk for the generous donation. And oh yes, I do remember you, Cades. Yes, so for Luton, obviously you're really close to it, which is great for you. I mean, for us, we're about 3 hours out, so quite a distance, but great place to go plane spotting. There's I know of a parking garage which you can go and take some fantastic videos. I'm not quite sure of the prices there. I've never been there, but I've seen some amazing clips from there. We're here on the side of the airport. If you look on Google Maps and look at runway 25, there's a road leading to a spotting location. It's a great spot, but there are fences in the way. Obviously, if you had a van like us, it would be great to get on top of. But that's where we're at. We're testing new locations because we're aware that some plane spotters get kicked out from the parking garage for obviously spotting the aircraft. So I'd recommend coming here, of course. It seems really great. I mean, we haven't been told to move or any of that stuff. But AW's asking about my favorite plane. So aircraft wise, I'm gonna have to go with A350. It's always been my favorite, specifically the A350 1000 or 100, whatever you'd like to call it. I mean, the 3 landing gears at the back are spectacular, and it is one of my favorite aircraft, I must say. And airliner, probably Lufthansa. I've flown with them and had a really great experience. And so this here is the Ryanair 737-800 heading to Kaunas over in Lithuania. So it's registered SPRSB, and that is if you'd like to check it out off flight radar. So we've got the A321 making its way over to runway 25. And yeah, Aidan Kelly is the A350. And Andy C, no worries. It is great to be here, I must say. Luton is a fantastic airport. It's my first time here. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. It's definitely an airport that we'll revisit for a live stream at some point soon. I think we're thinking of doing London Heathrow next week, and then the week after that, perhaps Luton again. And so we've got an arrival inbound. And yeah, so it's not usually, well, it is usually this quiet sort of later on in the afternoon. Obviously we were here at 6 AM and 7 AM, and that is sort of the rush hour period for aircraft at Luton. But later on it does get a bit quieter. But we've got an arrival inbound. And we've also got a departure soon. As you can see, he's holding short for the arrival. And so Solar Hawk is saying that his favourite aircraft is the 737-800. And yeah, that is a great choice, honestly. I do like the 737s a lot. What are your opinions on the Max 8, actually? Yeah, the 737 Max 8. I've heard that they've been grounded once again. I think Plane Man touched upon it during our last live stream, which was yesterday at Bristol. Been grounded for an issue, I think. And we've got a 747 in the chat. Yeah, these 747s are fantastic aircraft, I must say. I mean, it was great to be at Frankfurt a couple of months ago. And we got to see so many. We had the Saudi cargo. We had the Lufthansa 747 with the passenger version, which was great. But obviously, in the UK, they're not operated as much as in other places, of course. I know Heathrow has one occasionally, or two I think it is. It's a Singapore 747 cargo use as usual. And they did have a Korean Air 747, but I don't know if that still operates. But regardless, onto the action here at Luton. We've got this Ryanair 737-800 arriving from Knock on its 1 hour long journey. The registration on board this aircraft is EIEXD, that is Echo India Echo X-Ray Delta. And so Perfect Brett, surprisingly not. I've never actually flown on the A350 before. I would like to. It's on my bucket list of things to do. But obviously it will be something that I want to do in the future. But just based on looks and just overall, just how the aircraft is in general, I really just like the A350 for some reason. I think the 757 is a really good choice as well. But obviously they're being grounded, so that's not very good news for me, but so we've got an arrival inbound, so this Wizz A321 is going to have to depart very quickly. I think he's going for an immediate departure as the arriving plane is really close now. And AW, thanks for joining us. Obviously it is great to have you, and we hope to see you during our next live streams. And yeah, I do hope they bring back the 747s at some point as well. I know they're doing that with the A380 actually. I think Etihad Airways have announced that they'll be operating at London Heathrow with the A380 soon. So they're bringing one back in service, but that will be, I think, in, I don't know, sometime soon. April, probably, June, I'm not sure. But it is sometime soon. I've heard that that will resume. So perhaps this same will be going on for the 747. So we've got two Wizz Air aircraft making its way over to the runway now. You've got, is that an A321 or an A320? I can't tell. we'll have to wait until that gets closer. But we've got that, and then we've got one right after. This one is the 321neo. But I'm gonna make sure not to miss out on this arrival. And so this here, the Ryanair 737-800 arriving from Dublin on its 1 hour long journey. Your registration on board this aircraft today is EIDWX, that is Echo India Delta Whiskey and X-Ray. So we're going to focus on this A320. Yeah, I would definitely like to see a 747 at some point, really. Operate somewhere in the UK. But I think, even though they've stopped manufacturing them, I think they'll still be in service for cargo use for a very, very long time. I don't think there's like a sort of alternative cargo aircraft just yet on the market. And so the A320 using the whole runway, you can see he's off to do a circle at the end of the runway, so runway 25, and then he'll be back pointing towards us for departure. And so some info on this aircraft. So it's the Wizz A320-200 heading to Vilnius. So as I've been on this journey myself, I do know their flight time, so it's going to be about 2 hours and 30 or 40 minutes. But this aircraft could have had a delay, I'm not quite sure. I might need to check on that, of course. But regardless, the registration on this aircraft is HALYN, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Yankee November. So we've got quite a few aircraft actually pinging up on the radar now. We've got 3 parked at the gates that are pinging up, which are set for departure, so we should be seeing them sometime soon. So I might have to just adjust the brightness there. So you can see the sun is partially out, and you can see it reflecting on the colours of the Whizjet. And so the Wizz A321neo on the move now. And yeah, the birds are definitely lucky. I mean, they can come here anytime. You get some front row seats, obviously, to watch the planes departing. I mean, they don't even have to pay £50 on fuel. But yeah, if only I were a bird. If only. And yeah, perhaps so. Maybe I will be a bird at some point. But yeah. So the 321 Neo on departure now. Just give me a minute. I'll finish focusing on this aircraft and then give you some info on it. See, the sun is glaring on the screen, so it is very, very difficult for me to see where I'm pointing at. So I do apologize if I miss the aircraft a bit when trying to focus on it. And so just going to leave it off here for now. So that was the Wizz Air A321 Neo heading to Lassie, and it's registered HALZV, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Zulu and Victor. And I almost couldn't hear the arrival of this jet, but here it is. And so you can see the Wizz A321 Neo touching down on runway 25. And yeah, as I was saying, it was very, very quiet, quiet arrival. I didn't realize he was here until he had almost touched down. So I'll get some info on that. I know it's the 321 Neo, and yeah, so it's arrived from Larnaca, and it's registered HALZL, that is Hotel Alpha Lima Zulu Lima. So you've got this A321 making its way over to the runway, and then we've got another one. Got both A321-200s. And so the A321-200 right here, which is heading over to Gdansk, it's registered HALXG, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray Golf. and lift off there. You can see that smooth climb, and over to Gdansk it goes. And that was definitely a nice departure there, I'll give you that. You've got a Wizz A321neo making its way back to the gate. This was the one that had arrived earlier on. And so we've got this Wizz Air A321-200 heading to Bucharest, and this is registered HALXH, that is Hotel Alpha Lima X-Ray Hotel. And so Woodhouse Interiors is asking why they go to the end of the runway, and yeah, it is usually because of weight. Some of them are carrying a bit too much, and obviously this taxiway leads you into about, say 75% of the runway. So this plane is using only 75% of the runway for departure. However, the aircrafts that go all the way to the end have to use the whole runway, obviously due to weight reasons. But yeah, hope that answered your question. You can see this A321 got no problem with using just 75% of the runway for departure. So just waiting for the next actions at London Luton. So I will I'll do some looking into that. And so Perfect Bro is asking if I have access to the Luton Airport ATC. And so if you're asking if we can visit there, the answer to that question is no. But if you're asking if we can also listen to the air traffic controller conversation, that's also no. As in the UK, it's actually illegal. So you're not trying to risk anything and not trying to cause trouble, obviously. And so we've got a Lux Aviation UK Embraer Phenom 300 pinging up on the radar, but nowhere to be seen just yet. He's on the other side, so on the side of this EasyJet A320neo. Might have to tone down the brightness. Obviously the sun's reflection. Right there, I hope that's better now. And so just waiting for the next bits of action. It is quite quiet at Luton, I'll give you that. But I'll look into the arrivals list actually, because it seems like we haven't got or haven't seen many arrivals just yet. And so for arrivals, so we were supposed to see the A321neo arrive just about now, but it's landed really early. We also had a Wizz A321neo that should have landed 20 minutes ago, but well, from London Gatwick, but that's been delayed. Somehow they've managed to delay a flight of only 10 minutes or 20 minutes, so shocking. But after all, Wizz are, well, have been named the most delayed airline, so you can't really expect much less, really. And yeah, so that's nowhere to be seen just yet. It's flight radar telling me that it's been delayed, as it's not arrived at the airport yet. So it's not even arrived at London Gatwick, and it should be at Luton right now. So yeah, very interesting. And no, it's fine. It's fine, perfect, bro. I'm used to it now. You know, obviously multitasking. It's all good. So we've got the private jet inbound. Obviously, taxiing to runway 254 departure. And so we are just. Well, I'm just looking at the schedule. So it doesn't seem like we've got an arrival anytime soon. But regarding departures, yeah, so we should be seeing some of the delayed departures right about now. Obviously there is, well, here's one reason why the airport's quiet. You've got maintenance checks going on. But back to focusing on the runway, you can see it's sort of disappearing on the other side, but it will appear again. And so yeah, we're supposed to see two jets right about now, but this is one of them, and the other one's got a 20-minute delay, so it should begin its movement about now. And so we've got three jets pinging up on flight radar for departure. This one is the Air Charter Scotland Europe Cessna 560XL Citation XL, which is heading to Palma de Mallorca. So just waiting for the three aircraft that are pinged up on flight radar to sort of make their way over to the runway. So one of them is the Wizz A320-200, which is currently on a ground speed of 3 knots per hour. And then we've got an Embraer E55P. No, it's the the Embraer Phenom 300, which is it's listed on flight radar, but it's not moving just yet. But it's pinged up, so we should be seeing those sometime soon. And yeah, I've actually I did hear about that last week as well, about the Ryanair with their with their landing gear, I think, popping, like Abraham was saying. I'm not sure if it was the pressure on them or something like that, but I did hear about the incident. It was all over the news actually. And yeah, I don't think anyone got injured regarding that incident, Aidan Kelly. And so I can just about hear the private jet actually in the distance. And so we've got a Wizz Air 320 right there. And yeah, I do love business jets myself as well. Just waiting for a few to come out. Obviously, we've got one on the other side, but that's taking its time. Yeah, the next arrivals are quite a while away. I think we'll leave at about 10 o'clock, as it is well, the traffic is dying out a bit here at London Luton. So we'll give it another 20 minutes, I'd say. And yeah, Aidan, it's a pretty funny joke actually. And so the Wizz Air 320 taxiing to runway 254 departure. This is a Wizz jet that's actually operated by Wizz Air Malta. Just a cool fact whilst we wait for it to come a bit closer, of course. And yeah, so as we wait for this aircraft to get ready for departure, I'd like to just let all of the viewers that are not subscribed, just like to all let you know to subscribe and like, obviously, to support the channel. Obviously it is free, and you can always change your mind later on, but I'd recommend it if you'd like to support the channel, of course. And you can also support the channel if you'd like by checking out our other pages, for example the Facebook page that we just created, the Instagram, as well as the Discord and TikTok accounts that we have. So those are the many ways that you can support the channel. And good morning to you, Doris. Great to have you back at London Luton this time with us. Hope you're doing very well and enjoying the stream so far. And so this here is the A320-200 heading to Varna. So the registration on board this aircraft is 9HWZR, that is 9 Hotel Whiskey Zulu Romeo. And so I can hear the engines of an aircraft, not quite sure where, it's sounding like it's coming from that direction. And so the the Lux Aviation UK Embraer Venom 300 still not making its way over to the runway just yet. Still waiting for the next couple of movements here at London Luton. We had a plane ping up somewhere in that direction, but that's gone off the radar. You can see the LL737-900 there being worked on by the ground crew. I think that's actually the ground crew stairs that have been disconnected. In fact, you can see the catering truck. Yeah, I know this LL is set to depart very soon, about 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 past 10. So I don't think we'll capture that one, but just gonna watch it as it sits on the tarmac. You can see the ground crew workers just working on the vehicle as of now. So you've got the Wizz Air A320 there. It's just appeared. I thought I'd heard engines of an aircraft, and there it is. And yeah, so perfect, bruh. Thanks for joining, and thanks for sticking along with the stream here at London Luton. Really do appreciate it, and yeah, we hope to see you during our next live stream. And in fact, I think we're gonna capture this Wizz Air A320's departure, and then we'll head on home as well. Doesn't seem as if there's much going on, and the business jet that's set to depart doesn't seem to be going anytime soon. Still at 0 knots of ground speed. And so I'm just going to give you some information on this Wizz Air A320-200. And yeah, so it's the Wizz Air Malta A320-200, which is registered 9HWAV, that is 9 Hotel Whiskey Alpha Victor. And so it's heading over to Craiova. And so this jet using the whole, no, he's I thought he was turning into use a whole runway, but it seems like he's only using parts of it. And so off to Craiova goes this A320-200. So you can see he's finished his lineup, and he should be cleared for departure. And yeah, so I think we're going to leave it off on, yeah, I think we're going to leave it off there. Obviously, it is getting nice and quiet at London Luton Airport, which is obviously not what we want to see, and I don't want to bore you with the just the Grand Crew traffic, of course. So we're going to end it off there. I'd like to thank all of the moderators for moderating the chat today. I'd like to thank Dave also for bringing us breakfast and coffees this morning. That was really kind of you, and we really do appreciate that. It felt really welcoming. Obviously, this is our first time at Luton Airport, and it seemed like a lot of you did enjoy the stream. And so we will definitely be back at some point. So we'll make sure to post community posts as to when we'll be obviously live next. I'd like to thank all of the amazing viewers and subscribers that have watched our stream today. So it was amazing having you, and we're glad that majority of you enjoyed the stream so far. So if you'd like to see more, obviously make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, so back to Cardiff we're going to go, and then hopefully next week we'll be back at Heathrow next week. Next weekend, either on the Saturday or the Sunday. So we hope to see you then. But as of now, have a great rest of your day. See you all.